In today's video, we will be discussing a topic of why Tanjiro Kamado is such a kind individual, and why this might annoy the viewer during their time watching it. To start off, I think it's essential to remember that this is a piece of fiction, and that the manga creator purely wanted to make a character easily to relate to, even through his hardships that not many of us can directly relate to. However, there are some situations that make us question, why does he choose to act in such a kind and expressive way when these monsters were clearly trying to kill him not only minutes before? So, let's get started on that. My first evidence is one of the first demons we fought in the beginning, and that was that little hand looking dude. Reminded me of a Geodude, honestly. Now this man, at this point, Tanjiro had no skills and had every reason to hate a demon. They killed his family, they are murdering this innocent person. So why would he show reluctance in this time to kill this specified demon? Well, I think that at this time, this is because he was not used to this kind of action, that kind of forced aggression, I guess if you could call that. I mean, if you think about something like the Hunger Games, right? Normal people, not one of those careers or whatever, but normal people would have a reluctance to kill something, even if it was dangerous. I think that's just because of the basic morality that I can choose to believe within the majority of people. So I think for Tanjiro, this was his case. In later cases, this is not the same. 2 years later, he is a trained killer. You know, this man's wielding the sword, water breathing, talking all that stuff. Used to spitting out forms left and right. So, when the time came for him to finish Rui, and he did, he thought he did with great precision. He had to come in when Rui is on his deathbed, dying, seeing his parents and all that. Why does Tanjiro try to provide comfort there? We've seen the disrespect that he took throughout this entire period, so why would he even attempt to reconcile or make the demon's passage any easier, or just provided relief in this time of his death when it clearly lost and pretty bad? This, I believe, is because he sees these demons as byproducts of their circumstances, which goes to another theory I have about the whole show. Demons, they kind of represent the most negative parts of people, whether it's anger or shame or rejection. They are like this embodiment of the negative emotions that we all feel to the extreme. And Luzon is taking advantage of these negative emotions, just like many other things would, and bringing those into the most negative forefront, and then it goes into at least killing people. So, my belief is that Tanjiro is one of the few people who can see this, who can kind of see, almost like in a religious sort of way, can almost see the evil in one big individual, and not the evil in each individual of others' actions. Each person makes their own decisions, can be directly influenced by another person's maltreatment or just choices, and I think that is what moves on is kind of. I feel like that is what Tanjiro saw with Rui, and that is why he believed that he didn't deserve to die the death alone, and that he needed comfort in the end. My final example is Gyutaro. Now, seconds before, in this fight, we see Gyutaro consistent slamming his head. He tells him his friends are dead, he tells him he's a terrible brother, and he says all these insults. Normal people as soon as they would have had the chance, they would have attempted to kill him or get back at him or do anything. But what we see here in this scene is Tanjiro's reluctance to kill him because of the similarity to him and his sister, and his awareness of the whole situation to kind of see, hey, I could have ended up exactly like them. Which honestly, when I did see, I kind of understand what he was thinking. You know, if I'm ruthless to kill these individuals, even if they're the most outlandish and torturous and messed up individuals, you know, I mean, what does that make me if I do not show any remorse or a split second of thought about death in itself and the killing of others? I think that's something to kind of reflect on, and I think that is kind of why Tanjiro chose this route for himself of doing the necessary task of killing the demon, providing it respect in the end, because in the end, no person is perfect, and I believe that through killing a demon, he is fighting back against the greater evil, but he wants to make sure that each person along the way, which is something is accounted for, which is something we can do in our lives. In our pursuit of our goals, there are a lot of people who will get in our way and injure us and try and attack us. But if we just discard them along our path to success, then are we really doing anything that benefit the world? By focusing only on ourselves, we're not helping anyone else but ourselves. But by bringing up each person along the way, whether they are attacking us or the friendliest of friends to us, we increase our chances of having a better world and making it easier for the next person.